Online fitness misinformation is rife.
Pizza or salad?
I lied.
But there's one source experts question most of all.
No macros, no calories, no goals. What the f is going on? It's like we're back in Hollywood again, huh, fellas?
Want to gain 5 centimeters on your arms in 21 days? Bulk up like Superman? Or look like 𝗗𝗲𝗄𝗧 in 𝗗𝗲𝗄𝗧? Why not start by copying their diets? They're advertising the headlines across your social media. 𝗗𝗲𝗄𝗧 did it, so can you.
Everyone's always jealous.
Actors' transformations are impressive, viral, and much more remarkable than average, often achieved in very little time at all. But if I've extracted one morsel of wisdom from fitness books, coaches, and attempting these diets myself, it's this.
There's a man named 𝗗𝗲𝗃𝗧, and he was a NASA phlebotomist. He said, in 3 months, you will experience what someone else would have to, would experience if they did a cycle of steroids.
Actors' diets are very tempting to copy. After all, they pull off some of the most viral body transformations on the planet. Yet, despite having elite nutritionists, top-tier chefs, and full-time dietitians, they frequently end up sounding like they're eating from the same prison menu.
So nobody knows about this mystery food that he ate to get in the shape that he got into.
No, it was some sort of glop.
The eating was probably the most difficult part.
And he's not wrong, because when actors try and get ready for a role, it's often through strict meal plans.
And I ate every 3 hours, lots of chicken and
broccoli.
I put on about 20 pounds of muscle.
Often cutting out particular food groups.
Giving up, the dairy, the sugars, bread, all that good stuff.
Grueling diets for fat loss, and massive calories for muscle gain.
I ate 6,100 calories a day.
You eat a lot. It's 6,000 calories, and it's not the calories you necessarily want.
Supposedly, more calories than most competitive bodybuilders will bulk up on. But somehow, it always ends up with...
How much muscle did you put on for this? Because you look
put
like
on
you're
over 40 pounds.
40 pounds every time, in just a few months.
I hear you've gained 40 pounds of muscle.
But for the papers, crazy statements make for great headlines. 18-day abs, 17-day abs, Superman's 6,000 calorie diet. It's easy to assume it must work, since actors pull off insane transformations again and again and again. Their diets are often presented as the gold standard for health and fitness.
Hands down, without a shadow of a doubt, being fit for longevity is my priority.
That's exactly why Hollywood diets are so tempting to copy.
I was on a meal plan, so I didn't eat carbs for like 2 months.
There's this allure of suffering for greatness. Even today, the mainstream belief is that you get bonus points for shoveling down unseasoned slop.
No salt, no pepper, not even the yolk.
Bear in mind, that salt and pepper has no more than 5 calories, but can look like a shortcut to your dream physique. Until you try it and realize this is miserable and contradicts common sense. Maybe Mark Wahlberg didn't defy bodybuilding science after all. Even exercise scientists are baffled by some of these actors' diets.
In a camp like this, it is all nutrition.
The training has no effect.
As long as the metabolism falls into the right place, the muscle will just melt all that fat.
What?
Actors' diets might look impressive from the outside, but there's 4 key reasons why copying them can quietly do more harm than good. Actors are paid millions to transform into characters, superheroes, mutants, and action stars. They're usually given just a few months to pull off dramatic transformations, so they run textbook crash diets, which is why so many of them admit the process is absolutely miserable.
I don't ever want to be in that good a shape again.
The day we wrapped the movie, I just fell off the wagon hard.
Like, once the shoot is over, do you slack off and just terrible?
The worst.
And after Twilight, Taylor Lautner started rebelling against the gym.
To be that kind of in shape, it's not natural.
Even with massive paychecks and a dream team of chefs and trainers, actors still end up describing their diets like war stories.
If you just want to get to work, and work is 20 minutes away drive, do you get into a rocket?
Studios don't care if it's miserable or unsustainable, as long as they look good on screen.
I would have totally given up if I didn't know that, I had to be on camera, so I couldn't cheat. Audiences expect you to look like a superhero.
It's speed at the expense of everything else. Cillian Murphy reportedly ate an almond a day for Oppenheimer. Ashton Kutcher ended up in the hospital after following Steve Jobs' fruitarian diet for a role. And Mark Wahlberg?
Starvation and jumping rope.
Really?
Yeah, I went on a liquid diet and it did nothing but jump rope.
I'm not laying any blames, but some of these Hollywood diets don't do that. You need food.
Some actors do take a more sustainable approach, but let's be honest, that never goes viral. You can't just eat more and more food to gain infinite muscle, or massively undereat without consequences.
I was eating so much chicken breast, so I would just put it into a blender, blend it all up, and just drink chicken. Isn't that gross?
Yes, it's also absolutely unnecessary, because as long as you're eating the right amount of calories and macros, how you do so doesn't matter as much as most people think. And tools like MacroFactor, who are sponsoring today's episode, make this process a lot easier. Now you could guesstimate, but studies show we underreport by up to 50%. That's the difference between thinking you're eating 2,000 calories and actually eating 3,000. MacroFactor is like the 2.0 version of MyFitnessPal. It's also cheaper than the premium version and has the fastest barcode scanner on the market. It also acts more like a nutrition coach, tailored to your goals and lifestyle. As you use it, it learns from your data and lets you know exactly what you need for your goals. This approach has been so much more enjoyable and actually led to better results for me than when I used to copy strict meal plans. You can also scan labels and add your favorite recipes, so it takes just a few clicks a day. The way I use it is a way to maximize the enjoyability of my diet while still achieving my goals. If you want to see why the app has such good reviews, there's no pressure to buy straight away. You can use my code JoshBrett for 14 days free use.
How do you eat like that and still look like you do?
Like this.
Yeah.
And over the years, people have wondered, did he juice? Did he take steroids?
No, I love my job.
I can't tell you that I haven't, but you'll never be able to prove that I have.
Asking an actor to admit to steroid use on camera is asking them to admit to a federal crime. So the responses will all be similar.
You never juiced? Were you able to get that way on your own?
Yeah, absolutely. I started working out when I was 12 years old.
But actors are under massive pressure to transform fast, often playing characters who are literally on steroids.
I'll do whatever the role requires that I'm doing next.
The incentive to use any means necessary is high.
I was 205, 6'3", 205. I needed to put on 30 pounds for the role. I needed to be at least 235. That was like my mandate from the studio.
The Rock's playing a roided up MMA fighter of 50, while Hemsworth keeps gaining size with every new Thor movie.
I'm also building up for Thor. The aim is to add more than 40 pounds of muscle for the next movie.
Now that guy sauced it up 100%. Hemsworth.
I love it.
And when Stallone gets caught with human growth hormone in his luggage, it makes people wonder about others, like The Rock.
He said in one instance that when he was 18, him and his friends took something and it gave him gynecomastia and then he never touched it again.
The problem?
There's no transparency.
And that's where the frustration sets in. Some actors use PEDs, but publicly credit chicken, broccoli and hard work. It misleads people into thinking, if I eat like that, I'll look like that too. But when there's money, sponsorships, and reputations at stake, honesty doesn't pay. The closest we've got to some transparency is this.
So you have pizza and ice cream and all that stuff?
Yeah,
okay.
Whatever. I will say testosterone helps for all the
But they still can't admit it's for unnatural enhancement, since that'll make it illegal.
I go to the doctor, let's do a blood panel. He's like, oh, you have no testosterone. I was like, okay, I guess I beat it out of myself.
It's a claim that annoyed Ryan Reynolds' trainer.
I literally beat it out of me, and he's sitting there, and I'm like, that's what frustrates me. First off, have you done everything in your power to do it naturally? The answer is no. Is he competing on stage? No. Sometimes the actors, I think, go a little overboard.
Steroids blur the line, making already extreme diets even harder to trust. And since actors can't be fully transparent, we're left chasing half-truths and headlines. I do think many actors stay natural, but even then, copying their approach doesn't make sense, because they're backed by resources that most people will never have.
So I'm told that you have this incredible gym that travels around with you no matter what movie you're doing, is that right?
I do, yes.
Actors have top-tier gyms, chefs, coaches. Everything is built to make the process as seamless as possible.
So what's in front of you is a breakfast that I would have, which is a 10-ounce filet, and I think 6 to 8 egg whites.
They often don't need to think about things like calories or macros.
It's a full-time job. I had an assistant whose only job was to bring me food.
The assistance they get can be ridiculous.
I had an incredible team that helped me. When I say team, I'm going to mention like 8 people, right? Because for a year, I didn't have to think about what I was shopping for, cooking for. I just had someone counting up my macros.
For many, the incentive is a career-defining role, a superhero franchise, or an Oscar nomination.
The reason I thought it was impossible that I'd ever get to play Superman was because it's impossible that anybody would get to play Superman, and I better do everything I can to earn the responsibility.
The stakes are higher, and so are the resources.
I don't touch a weight unless they're paying me to do it.
You know, I had so much of the hard work done for me. It was actually my job just to kind of train and eat.
They have time, money, and incentive most people simply don't. It makes it feel like you need a NASA phlebotomist or 8 people to assist you with your diet. It's just really not needed. They're hiring these people to achieve diminished returns, and let's be honest, just because they can. And what makes their transformations even more unrealistic is just how exaggerated they are.
I'd wake up probably around 3:30, 4 o'clock every morning, average about 5 hours sleep.
Actors are actors. Their job is to entertain and promote, not provide accurate or sensible advice on training and nutrition. Because of this, it's not uncommon for them to exaggerate, either to seem more hardcore or to drum up a bit of extra hype.
6,000 calories a day, just going lean, mean, heavy protein.
Since many of their diets are managed by teams, they're often unaware of what they really eat, so inaccurate claims get thrown around.
This guy is 52 years old and he has 5% body fat.
Which of course, the media latches onto and blows out of proportion.
The first phase was 3 months of 7,000 calories a day.
Circulating secret foods, methods, and crazy clickbait. It gets attention, and for this very reason, even the transformations themselves are often exaggerated. Everything from lighting tricks, angles, pump-up sets between takes, to CGI, and sometimes dangerous short-term methods.
If you're doing a shirtless scene, you have to dehydrate yourself.
Oh yeah, that's the worst part of it. Like, diet is difficult and you're hungry, but when you're dehydrating for 3 days, you can smell water.
Don't do this at home.
This isn't to discredit their transformations, but just to reiterate that nobody looks optimized all the time.
𝗗𝗲𝗀𝘀𝗧 said he built his Superman physique naturally and without using PEDs. The 40-pound gain included muscle, water weight, and some body fat.
People joked, totally believe him, just like 𝗗𝗏 and 𝗗𝗶𝗲𝘀. But you can tell, a lot of it's body fat, and the after photo is optimized. When I look like this, I thought it'd be funny to book a photo shoot for a year later. This is what I look like on the final day, but the camera, the lighting, and the posing completely transform the final photos, and you can bet that movies use every trick in the book.
They were gigantic. Thanks, the camera adds 10 pounds.
So don't get discouraged when you're deep into a sensible diet. Both their transformations and methods are often exaggerated for spectacle. There's going to be a lot more crazy actor body transformations. They seem to be trending more and more extreme each year. And I get the appeal, the transformations, the secrecy, the headlines. I used to fall for a lot of it. It feels more convincing than a YouTuber talking about protein and calories. But you have to keep all of this in mind and trust in the fact that evidence-based fundamentals can get you looking very good naturally without doing anything weird. You don't need Marvel Studios to force down piles of plain chicken, a rigid meal plan, or syringes, and a full-time chef. Getting in shape is way more achievable than Hollywood makes it seem. Actors' diets are tailored to their lives and not yours. The ones you hear about are usually temporary, exaggerated, and unrelatable. By all means, take inspiration from their transformations, but please don't copy actors' diets.